We have 4 children. They're very different. Sydney is always wants to be in what's happening and very social. Mia's the funny one. Bella is all over the place and active, and Liv, she's the tough little cookie. Everything was normal. I mean, we had 4 healthy children. Livy came down with a cold, and she had some bone pain where I didn't know it was bone pain at the time, but I would go to pick her up and she would cry out in pain. She had low-grade fevers, just not herself. And we kept taking her back to the doctor over and over. And they kept telling us it was viral, she'll be fine. I remember I called my husband and said, I just have a bad feeling this isn't what they're saying. And he said, if you feel that strongly, go to immediate care. And that's when leukemia was brought up. The most unnatural thing you can hear in life is that your kid has cancer. It affects the entire family. I mean, yes, Liv has to go through the treatments and she's the one that has cancer, but her older siblings see it. They understand it more than she ever did, and it was scary for them. And I remember Bella, when we did get home from the hospital after that first initial stay, she asked me to go for a walk with her. And so we're going for a walk, and we're getting close to home again, and we turn onto our street, and she grabs my hand and she looks at me and she says, Mommy, is Livy gonna die? And for an 8-year-old to have to worry about losing their sister, they shouldn't have to go through that. Different chemos had different effects on her. There was high-dose methotrexate that caused mouth sores, and she was very thin and her eyes were sunken in. She doesn't even look like the same child. She looks gray and just very sick. At one point she was really sick and getting sick a lot. And as she's getting sick in the bathroom, this little 3-year-old looks up at me and says, I need my medicine to stop the nausea. And for a 3-year-old to be getting sick and know that they need a certain liquid, a certain medicine to stop it. When she really started losing her hair, it bothered her. She was getting aggravated, you could tell. So she sat on the stool in the kitchen he did with her on his lap, and I cut her hair. Completely unexpected, I turned the clippers off, put him down, Bob stands up, and Mia, who is our second oldest, hops up on the stool and says, okay, my turn. If Livy doesn't have hair, I don't have hair. And then Sydney went, and then Bella went, and then I had to go, otherwise I'd be the worst mother on the planet. And 20 minutes later, none of us had hair. It was, for them, the situation was so out of control for them and out of their hands, and there was nothing that they can do. They can't administer medicine, they can't be at the hospital, but they could do that. They could stand by her, and it was a symbol of that we're together. Because it affects all of them. It affects all of them. Not just Liv and what she went through, but they have to watch it.
They see the change in her. They saw the physical changes in Olivia.
It was maybe day 4 or 5 after diagnosis, and we have a knock on our door. And I open the door, and there's this beautiful woman, and she introduces herself. It was Shaylee. She explained to us about camp, but Liv was only 2, and she's like, no, the older girls. And camp was the following month, and it really helped us that, the kids had an outlet. They had a place to go, that they were going to be surrounded by other siblings that went through this, especially so early on. It's only a month in, and it's confusing, and to be able to talk to other kids who have watched their sibling go through this, it really helped them. I had never been in a situation that one of my kids, that something could happen to them. That's never been in our world before. So having one at home that you're trying to keep alive, and then you send other ones out that aren't under your roof or that you're not in control of what's happening to them, is difficult. at first. But when they come back and they are taken care of, and they had fun, and they're happy, and they can't wait to tell you about everything that they did, it puts your mind at ease, and you have trust that they're cared for.
It's almost like a second family.
Yeah. They were thrown into this life of medicine and doctors and hospitals, and they didn't ask for it. Then you have this organization like Camp Good Days come in and have fun and go on adventures and
Probably also things that we could never give them.
meeting Selena Gomez. There's no way that I physically could possibly take Liv to go meet Selena Gomez. It's not in my world.
Front row tickets to
But it
One
was in
Direction.
your world. It is in Camp Good Days world. That is something that you give our children, experiences that never in a million years would they be able to do. Liv is doing great. She's doing really good. She ended treatment in October. A few viral things happening. She catches everything. Unfortunately, because of treatment, her immune system is really suppressed. So in the 4 months that she's been done, she's had pneumonia and RSV and ear infections, and it's just another bump in the road that we'll get over and keep moving forward. Camp came into our lives and our children's lives during the darkest period, when our worst nightmares were coming true. You have a child that you could lose. And even if you don't, you know what they have to go through. You know what they have to endure. So to have Camp Good Days come into our lives and shine light on our children and allow them to be kids, it meant the world to us. Thank you for giving to Camp Good Days and in turn allowing our children to have experiences that they would never have, be able to leave this environment that's scary and unsure, and be able to go do things that allow them to be children and allow them to laugh and have fun and not focus on cancer